Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about SPO type actions where they Z auto cancel or not Z auto cancel, Z cancel or reject your orders. There's a couple of different ways they can go about doing this. Depending on what your position is, you may be able to do some of this yourself, like Z cancel, things of that nature. So a few days ago, we were having a discussion in our brigade meeting talking about rejecting orders, canceling orders, and I brought up the concern of if you're rejecting these and people aren't aware of how to track their orders and make sure that they see when they're canceled, then that stuff's just going to kind of linger there and they're wondering when their part's going to come in. I mean, there's checks and balances, so this is going to show you as the maintenance manager, supervisor, ERPS clerk, or whatever your hierarchy is, to check your parts, and a couple of ways to find out what the status is of your orders to see if they're getting rejected. And then also, if you're in a SPO position, some food for thought at your level. I know that back in the day when I came in, finances for parts, ordering your class 9 repair parts was all held at as low as the company level. I remember my motor sergeant was always watching how much we were spending because he needed to manage that budget. Now it is like 10 times higher than that at the brigade SPO level, where they fund it and they manage it, and in the unit that I'm in now, it's even higher than brigade. So when you're managing your ZPARK, it's always good to send the ZPARK out and say, hey, this is the timeline. You need to send this back to me with highlights on what you want or need approved and what you do not need approved at the time. Or maybe you need to just delete it because there's something wrong with it, like release strategy of Echo 1, which is an acquisition advice code of Victor or Yankee, meaning that it's highly unlikely that that part is going to be approved once it passes ZPARK, or there's no alternate replacement for it, so you need to look for the replacement. Some cases there's not even a replacement. So that's some of the instances, and you can push this information down that says, hey, this is what we're going to pass, this is what we're going to reject, and do it that way. But in all aspects of it, it doesn't hurt to just let it sit there unless it's something that is not justifiable, like somebody ordering something initial issue and they don't justify why it needs to be ordered initial issue, or if they're ordering an obscene amount of something that is an ungodly amount for the purchase, then yeah, you might want to question that and ask, why are you ordering this quantity? That's for the SPO. Now, if you are below the SPO and you're the ones that are ordering these parts and you need to make sure that your parts come in, it would be in your best interest to at least, I'd say once a week, go into your equipment situation and pull your parts list to see what is or isn't approved or what got rejected or canceled. I'm going to show you here in a second all those different aspects, but real quick, if this is your first time watching, thanks for tuning in. I would like for you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, let you know when these videos come out, because I do have a full-time job and these videos just come out when I can make them. And then also, if you like the video, enjoy it, give me a thumbs up. If you got questions or concerns pertaining to this video, please leave those in the comments, and let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go into ZPARK. Now I've done a video on this, and it's going to pop up in your right hand corner of the screen showing you how to approve or disapprove. So we're going to go into ZPARK, and I'll pull my battalions, so I already have a variant created. Once we have that in there, we can come in. So when you pull this, as in the video I showed before talking about the ZPARK, you got your release strategy here. This is an Echo 1. That means there's something wrong with that NSN. That means you need to do a little bit of research and find out what the issue is. So we're looking at this. You can come over here to the document type, and you can scroll down or up, or you can do it this way and scroll up, and it doesn't look like we have any ZIIs, which are initial issue, so that's a good plus. So if you see something over here that says ZII, That means that they ordered an initial issue. Depending on your unit's procedures, you may have to do a memo for that. All right, so if we go in here and I click on this purchase requisition and say I want to delete this, and I put it in the trash can, I go through all that process and I put it back in ZPARK. When I come back, it's no longer going to show up here once I refresh this or go back out and come back in. Now, this is where you as the SPO, to have a good working relationship, it would be nice if you would just send this back down so that they see what you rejected or what you canceled. But I mean, if they're doing their job and checking these parts, you shouldn't have to do that either. Or if they're checking to make sure that the stuff is ordered correctly, you shouldn't have to worry about that. But we're going to go back out. All right, so this is what we're going to do for the unit levels. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to pull my entire battalion's parts list, and I'll show you what we're looking for. All right, once you come here, you're going to click all and then hit on the parts. Now this is the same process as pulling your parts received not installed, which I've done a video for that as well. Look in the top right hand corner, the little card that pops out. And once you have this up, you can come over here, and this is where you're going to find out whether the part was rejected or what's going on with it. So this rejection reason is also the same as if you were going into your ESR and adding a comment to the component that you ordered. So you can go into your ESR and add a comment to the piece of equipment or the component in which you've ordered. So we're going to put these in descending order, and then as you can see, there's different things going on. This doesn't necessarily mean that it was rejected. What you're looking for are things like this: purchase requisition rejected. Sometimes it will show you who rejected it and why, or you can reach out to them and ask why. In other cases, not so much. Like right here, and these were all canceled. These were all canceled by the same person. And then what you can see is the concern that I had with this when I first found out about it, but more as I dig into it and find ways for you to verify it, was that, so let's say we want to check the work order. So we're going to copy that, pull up another window, and here, let me make this a little, let me put it within a scope of what you can see. There we go. So we're going to go to Whiskey 38, so we can see the process of the work order. And we're going to go over the components. As you can see right here, this right here, lubricating oil utility, there is 0 quantity requested, no requirement quantity right here. That is because they rejected that order. So we'll close this back out. As you can see, that is the same oil right here. All right, so that is one way to check to see if your parts are being rejected, and then maybe you can find out why they were rejected, because like this one gives you the DoD ID number for that person and sometimes a part of their name. So this is E-Man. That's E-Man right there. So we're going to go back over and go back, and let's see if I can, hopefully still, yep, it's still in here. So Zulu Alpha, Charlie Romeo, Papa Tango. So this is your ZCANCEL report. It gives you an idea of what all was canceled within your unit, UIC. What I will do is go back and change this back date to a long time ago, and then you can see what all was canceled. Now this gives you a list of everything that's been canceled. There's a lot of stuff here. Most of it was recent, but you can see that it was all canceled. Now this doesn't give you as much information as to who canceled it. It just tells you that it was canceled. And I don't think that this one gives you Yeah, so this one does not give you a work order number. So uh, I would suggest going through your equipment situation report and pulling it that way, and then you can see, because at that point it's probably against something that you need. These could have been, let's see if, I guess it's not, yeah, nope. ZAR, so none of those are initial issue orders. All right, so those are the two ways that I have found to do this. So I mean, every unit's going to work differently. Everybody's going to process parts differently. They're going to run their ZPARK differently, and your battle rhythm needs to maybe update to be able to capture this stuff. This is just information that I have learned and I'm passing on to you. Now, if you have something to add to this, maybe I missed something, or maybe there's another step. Originally, my concern is that they were rejecting or canceling the part, and it was going all the way back to the work order and either canceling that order and it just deleting it off, or maybe it's just leaving it in there in limbo and they still have it showing up as if it's on order, and maybe they just don't understand how to look at it. So this kind of lays out that process. So again, hopefully it helps, gives you another tool for your hip pocket, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.